plays his football in the MLS for New York City. Mauricio Pochettino has been tinkering with that goalkeeping position between the likes of Matt Turner and Chris Brady and Matt Freese. Matt Freese gets a nod tonight. The back four, as expected, Alex Freeman at right back, and then Chris Richards, who is fit, having missed out on the Conference League final for Crystal Palace. He partners the oldest player in the tournament, Tim Ream, the captain of the US, who will surely hang up his international boots after this one. Ream reunited with his former Fulham teammate Anthony Robinson, who plays at left back. Scored his first Premier League goal in recent weeks, and scored a cracking goal for the US in their final warm-up game as well. In the midfield, three in Sergio Dest, Tyler Adams and Malik Tillman, and then you've got Weston McKennie and Christian Pulisic, their main man, supporting Folarin Balogun with 19 goals last season for Monaco. I'm not going to go through the subs, it's basically the rest of the squad, and we will touch base on those as and when and if they come on. Well, for Paraguay, there's a few familiar names in a lineup that Gustavo Alfaro, an experienced coach, an Argentine 63-year-old, has put out onto the field. They've certainly got some talent out there. Whether they can all gel together, well, that is something we will find out in due course. But as the two sets of players shake hands ahead of kickoff with the match officials as well, we're nearly ready for kickoff. So let's scoot through the Paraguayan starting 11, and they've gone with Orlando Gil in goal. And he plays for San Lorenzo in Argentina. That back four of Jan Jose Caceres, Gustavo Gomez, Omar Alderete and Junior Alonso. In midfield, a familiar face in Miggy Almiron, former Newcastle United player, of course, now playing in the MLS for Atlanta United. There's a flyover of helicopters, by the way, ahead of kickoff for this one. The US don't leave things by half measures. Damian Bobadilla in midfield, interesting selection there. Sao Paulo player in Brazil, Bobadilla, good player as well. Andres Cuba Serrada and Diego Gomez making up that midfield. And this is where we've got all eyes on Julio Enciso, who's fantastic for Strasbourg in their excellent couple of seasons that they've had in France. He is their number 10. He's a cracking player, Julio Enciso, former Brighton man, of course. And he is in behind Antonio Sanabria. Today's referee is Danny McKelly from the Netherlands. There isn't an empty seat to be had in the house. And, VAR tonight, by the way. It's a Spaniard in Carlos de Chera Grande. From Spain. Well, we're just about ready to get off and underway here. This is just a fabulous stadium. It's roof over the top. It's a scoreboard that kind of ovals round the shape of the pitch at roof level, and so it faces the crowd and not so much the players, so they can't really look up at the scoreboard for the latest score and the clock. But it is also projected on the inside of the dome. You make it as an O shaped, but there's a screen on either side of that O which is on the roof and runs the length and width of the football pitch. Right, USA will be playing in all dark blue tonight. They changed colours. Their first colours are red and white. I call them hoops, but they're kind of wavy stripes across the shirt. Paraguay wear the same colours, by the way, and they've got the right to wear their colours today, which is red and white stripes and blue shorts. They were in the same group as England in the 1986 World Cup. They've been in and out of the tournament in years gone by. And it's Group D that gets underway tonight, and 9 PM kickoff US time is Turkey against Australia. That's taking place in Canada, in Vancouver tonight. Of course, we've already had one game in Canada. Canada won, Bosnia and Herzegovina won. The opening game yesterday, Mexico getting the better of a disappointing South Africa by 2-0, a game in which 3 players were red carded. Not the start to the tournament that we'd wanted. Already 3 red cards, and well, in Qatar 3.5 years ago there were only 5 red cards in the entire tournament. Such as football changed in just 3.5 years. We're off and underway here, and immediately it's the USA throwing deep inside their own half, which is launched forward by Freeman. There's Tim Ream. Back to his goalkeeper. An early look at the monitor down on the like a tablet on a stand, and Mauricio Pochettino's taking more notice of that. He's put his specs on his cuff of his collar of his t-shirt. He's got a jacket on and a t-shirt underneath. Gustavo Alvaro has gone the full Monty, full suit and tie. Looks like an old-fashioned manager, and he is an old-fashioned manager, but he's got his ways, and he's got this Paraguayan side firing. Paraguay into the penalty area. It's a quick pull back, and into the penalty area it goes from Canabria. The pullback finding Diego Gomez. He couldn't quite get the shot away. It's gone over to the right-hand side. It's returned back in by Juan Caceres and cleared away in the nick of time by Chris Richards. Almiron was causing problems there as well. But it was a long ball over the top which caused problems from Alderete into the penalty area. The pullback from Sanabria. It was an impossible angle, really, as he pulled it back, Diego Gomez. It's going to be a throw-in to be launched into the penalty area by Gomez, who had his press conference yesterday and was emotional. I'm doing this for the people of Paraguay. He was in tears, pumped up. These two sides will need to be pumped up if they are to emerge from Group D of the competition and go through to start facing some big guns. It's a group with Australia and Turkey. There are, in the eyes of many, no massive challenges for the USA. It's a group they really should be getting out of. And there's Chris Richards. Great to see him back on the pitch. Long ball forward and nodded in towards Barragan, and he tries to get the shot away. There's following Barragan. Following Barragan there, taking the nod down from Weston McKennie, who run into the channel, just nodded it across the 18-yard line to Barragan, who took it in his stride and was only able to fire the ball at the goalkeeper. Here come the US again. Again it's McKennie. Again it's Barragan. Following Barragan gets it back out wide. It's a chance to get the cross in, but as he goes on the outside, Freeman is adjudged to have strayed into an offside position. In fact, it was Shadin, as you know, Dest that's strayed into an offside position. I'll make sure you are also watching all the action from Group D in the first stage in this match, USA against Paraguay, through your local, regional or national television broadcaster. Ball out towards that right-hand side. It's been a good opening to this game. Andreas Kuba's got a good feel about it. You feel that these two sides want to get off to a winning start. Paraguay have the throw-in on the far side of the pitch. Here in Los Angeles, we have played just coming up to 4 minutes. It's going to be a long throw from Caceres. Just angles its way past its intended target and drifts beyond Enciso, who couldn't control, and beyond Antonio Sanabria, and out for a goal kick. USA 0, Paraguay 0. As a reminder, Turkey and Australia will do battle in Canada in the other Group D match on Matchday 1 later on this evening. Here is Fries, the goalkeeper. He's a very well-educated goalkeeper with a degree. And Chris Richards bringing the ball out of the penalty area for the USA into the midfield, and Tyler Adams, important integral part of that midfield. Tim Ream, former Fulham man, 38, he is the oldest player in the tournament. Tim Ream now plays for Charlotte FC. Ball played out wide by Alex Freeman. It's down the line, but it's just out of play as he made the run out. Sergino Dest on the right-hand side. He kind of barged into the assistant referee on this near side. Didn't quite knock him over, but looks as if Dest and Tillman on either side of Adams, and Tillman's kind of operating towards the left-hand side and Dest to the right in that three-man midfield. That midfield area is very important. Cubas, Bobadilla, two midfielders. Gomez and Almiron will be the width. They are a 4-4-1-1 Paraguay. Here's Enciso. He wants to return and he wants it quickly, and he held on to it there, Caceres. Well, he needed to get rid of it early. Eventually does get it down the line, and it's a decent ball as well now. Cross coming in from Enciso, and it's Richards that clears for touch on the far side. Two players that would have come across one another in the Conference League final a few weeks ago had Strasbourg made it, but they lost to Vallecano in the semi-final. Richards got there ahead of Sanabria and cleared to touch. Very even game so far as the US try and get forward. There's a good tackle coming in from Caceres on the halfway line in the right back position. Bides his time, gets it into the feet of Sanabria. Good touch by Enciso, then scooped away to this near side of the pitch by Andres Cubas, trying to bring in Junior Alonso. And quickly USA getting forward themselves. Dest, nicely done. Out towards Tillman on the far side, weaves his way into the penalty area, touches it inside, and then it's going to be an own goal. It's the USA that score, and the credit will all go to Weston McKennie. But it's an own goal, in all honesty. And USA lead after just 7 minutes. Well, it's a perfect start for the co-hosts in Group D. USA 1, Paraguay 0. And the home fans, the majority of this stadium, erupt into celebration. And the USA lead. Well, it was a good breakaway by the US, but it was down to good fortune that they take the leads. And it was a goal made brilliantly by the two central midfielders, Dest, and in particularly Tillman gets it out wide. That's where Pulisic gets into the penalty area. It's pulled back into the box by Weston McKennie. And the unfortunate final touch came off of Bobadilla, I think, and into the net. Pulisic takes the credit, but his pullback wasn't even going towards goal. So an own goal from Bobadilla. And the USA lead early on here in what has been an exciting start to the game. It is a Bobadilla own goal. It has been confirmed. And, well, there's nothing the defender could do. He was just running in that direction. It hits him on the foot as he's in false flight and just flies beyond his goalkeeper and into the corner. Orlando Gill couldn't do nothing about it. Orlando Gil, the goalkeeper. So it's 1-0. That's the start that they would have wanted. The US, the Stars and Stripes, are leading. Absolutely nothing the goalkeeper Heel could do about it. There's a yellow card coming out here, and it's been shown to, let's have a look, Espinosa by the look of it. Espinosa. It's Caceres on the far side, the right back. Get the finger from Caceres. Just looking at the replays, and it was a hefty challenge. Caceres becomes the first yellow card statistic of this match. It's a free kick, it is a dangerous one. And Anthony Robinson is standing over it, but he's not going to take it, or is he? Yes, he is going to take it. He squares it to the edge of the penalty area. Comes back out to Dest, didn't fancy a shot. Out wide by Freeman, and then on the outside, cross coming in, and up goes Balogun. It was an important header. One in that back line by Alonso. It's only been partly cleared. Here is Pulisic. Can't get that cross in. Now Robinson. Last touch came off of Diego Gomez. Throw into US level, the edge of the penalty area, taken quick. Pulisic goes back towards the halfway line. Malik Tillman, who had a big part to play in the goal. Now Tyler Adams, who holds together that midfield in the holding position. Played out wide by Alex Freeman. Down the line by Dest. Then comes the cross from Weston McKennie, very deep. No one really there for the US. Anthony Robinson goes in for the jump, but Diego Gomez beats him to it. Gomez of Brighton and Hove Albion. Robinson currently of Fulham. He is being targeted by one or two big clubs, and he didn't have a particularly good season for Fulham last year. Area injury hit. His Balogun gets the cross in. It's quickly turned away by Omar Alderete. Picked up again by the US and by Robinson, and that goal has given them the impetus. It seems like they've had a weight lifted off their shoulders here, the US, and they're playing with some freedom. They're on top, and that goal has certainly put Paraguay on the back foot. And their experienced 63-year-old coach Gustavo Alfaro is pacing up and down his technical area, and he's in his suits trying to exact his side's plot to get back into this game. Here's Robinson, takes it on the chest, knocks it all the way back to a former Fulham colleague in Tim Ream. 38 years of age, he is the oldest outfield player in the tournament, veteran in every sense of the word. Here is Pulisic, plays it back inside, and that's going to be a free kick, surely. That's foul, leaves Malik Tillman in pain on the floor. Referee from the Netherlands, Danny McKelly, one of the top referees in the tournament. He was bumped off there by Damian Bobadilla, who, if you're just joining us, has scored the only goal of the game. The unfortunate thing for him is that he put it through his own net after 7 minutes, and it's USA that lead Paraguay by 1-0. Bobadilla own goal. Own goal. And, one that he wouldn't have wanted, Bobadilla. There's Pulisic, drifts away to the left-hand side, glides past his man, inside to Tyler Adams, who looks up to Pulisic as if to say, why did you give it to me? And then the referee has given, belatedly, a free kick to the US. It was for the foul on Pulisic. And it's going to be a free kick to the US. 10 yards or so inside the Paraguayan half. Here is Tyler Adams, back to Richards. Out to the right-hand side, touched by Sergino Dest. Certainly operates on the right-hand side. Likes to play a 3 in the middle of that midfield. Does Joe Pochettino. To the left-hand side now. Malik Tillman, wasn't a great first touch. Hoisted away by Gomez. Kept in play by Tim Ream. It kind of eludes the head of Malik Tillman and USA. To put the ball out on the far side for a throw-in to Paraguay. USA 1, Paraguay 0. If you are just joining us, you're listening to independent, studio-based off-tube commentary of this Group D first stage game between the USA and Paraguay from the Los Angeles Stadium in California, where Bobadilla's 7th-minute own goal has given the US the lead, and they've responded well to it. The US, but they've got a little bit of a problem here because Enciso has made a little bit of room on the edge of the penalty area, finds it across the face of goal and out for a goal kick, and he is adamant that there was a touch there. And was he right? Well, it might just have nicked the toes of Adams. Certainly former Brighton man thought so. Yeah, that just takes a slight touch off of Adams. In fairness to the match officials, it was such a slight touch it was almost impossible to detect. Slowed down on the monitor beside me here. It was definitely a corner, but it's a goal kick instead. And US have handed back possession. Paraguayans. Putting the ball out of play just inside their own half for a throw into Paraguay. Paraguay are in all dark blue today. USA in red and white shirts, white shorts and socks. The red and white shirts kind of replicating the shirts that they had back in the 90s, wavy red and white hoops. In a way was a good one from Alex Freeman, but that's a foul. That's going to be a free kick, is it? No, the referee says get up. Number on went down, but in the eyes of the referee it was a bit too much. Well, he got bashed from behind by Serginho Dest. 99 times out of 100, that's a free kick. And, certainly not best pleased Alfaro on the touchline down below, who questions the fourth official. 15.5 minutes gone, USA have that early goal. And here is Chris Richards of Crystal Palace. Gets it back from Tyler Adams. Adams, of course, of Bournemouth. Plenty of Premier League experience in this USA side. Here's another one. Fulham's Robinson in towards Balogun, and Balogun gets it wide. Oh, it's a hefty first touch. He's pulled back. Balogun nearly done it there. Nearly got in. Serginho Dest, his first touch, he's in on goal. Balogun was very unselfish. Dest, first touch was so heavy, it took it away from him and towards the goalkeeper. He's managed to get the cross back in, but it took away the equation of a shot, and as he pulls it back, it's off of the knee of Alderete and behind. Alderete? No, it was Bobadilla, and behind for a corner. So a corner to the US, but really there, a good first touch. And Serginho Dest was in for goal number 2. That was a disappointing touch from him. So a corner, which is taken by Robinson. Very, very deep corner as well. Wrestling for it was from the back Freeman, and then in again towards Richardson. He rose at the back post, but he was climbing, and he took a bang to the head as well. It was a clash of heads between the two number 3s, Alderete and Richards. They're both down, holding their heads inside the 6-yard box. A free kick has been given for the foul by Richards. He was clambering all over Alderete, although moments earlier on, it was Richards that was being manhandled. Yeah, clash of heads. I don't think there was anything wrong with a challenge from Richards, if I'm totally honest. His header just wide of the target. Did come off of Alderete. Well, if he didn't give a free kick there, the referee, and I don't see why he's given the free kick. He's given a free kick. Had he not done so, it would have been a corner because it came off of Alderete last. Both players are up on their haunches and will be okay. I don't think it was a major clash of heads, but a painful one nonetheless. And it's a chance, whilst these two players are down with head injuries, for the two managers to speak to respective players. Tim Reed and Anthony Robinson over talking to Mauricio Pochettino. Fulham man, a former Fulham man, and Pochettino has, along with a long list of managers, been linked with Fulham. That, of course, wouldn't happen until after the tournament. Have a look at the clash of heads between Richards and Alderete. Yeah, pretty painful one. Alderete of Sunderland. Fantastic season last year. Given. I don't see why that was a free kick, if I'm totally honest with you. It didn't look that bad. So now nearly 19 minutes in, and the referee has ordered both players off with a head injury. Now Richards has been allowed back on, but Alderete hasn't, and that has riled the Paraguayans somewhat. So they are back on, both players now. Here come Paraguay. towards the penalty area. It's Ream and then Tillman that can clear the lines for the US. Throw into Paraguay on the far side, or is it? It looks like Barragan is being climbed all over by Jose Caceres, who needs to be careful because he's on the yellow card. He's the one player out there on a yellow. Free kick was given. Here's Richards to Ream, bringing the ball out for the back. Almost 20 minutes gone in the Los Angeles Stadium. And it's USA 1. Paraguay 0. Good start to the game. Very entertaining first 20 minutes or so. USA get themselves the early goal, an own goal. To the start that they wanted. It's breaking play at the moment on the far side. And Tim Ream. Ream lifts it long. It's a lovely touch from Malik Tillman. He flicked it between his legs and trying to set up Weston McKennie. Weston McKennie, I don't think, was expecting that to come off and wasn't quite ready for it. Lovely touch from Malik Tillman. He's given a goal kick. I'm not sure that wasn't a corner. Let's have a little look at the replay. I'm not going to see the duration of the replay. It looked to me like it was a corner, not a goal kick. So maybe things do even themselves out because Paraguay should have had a corner at the other end a few minutes ago with that shot from Julio Enciso. USA 1, Paraguay 0 is the scoreline. Make sure you watch all the action from this Group D match through your local, regional or national television broadcaster. The biggest global competition in international football. And Group D is on stage tonight. As was Katy Perry before the game, bellowing out her latest tune. And the US have hit the right notes so far. They lead by a goal to 0 and they've been the better side. Since the goal, they've been the dominant force. Up until that point, you would say it was very, very even. Maybe they needed a little bit of luck, the US, and they've got it in their own goal from Bobadilla. Long ball forward into the penalty area. He's making a good couple of runs into this box on the left-hand side. Malik Tillman back to Robinson. Back inside, Tillman again, reversing it back. I haven't seen an awful lot of their go-to man at the moment, Christian Pulisic, on that left-hand side. Here's Richards. Across the line from Freeman. It's picked up by Tyler Adams. Well, in US terms, he is like the quarterback, isn't he, for the US. Here is Pulisic, back to Adams again. Adams goes the way he's facing to Tim Ream. Alex Freeman through the lines. It's a nice touch from Serginho Dest into the penalty area. It's going to be cleared away by Junior Alonso. In fact, it's taken by the goalkeeper, Orlando Hill. Could claim that by the goalkeeper. Here's Tim Ream from the long clearance forward. A nice chance to get forward here for Alex Freeman. Bursts past Sanabria. Gives it to Robinson. Back to Ream. They'll be patient here. Just past the halfway mark in this first half. USA 1, Paraguay 0. In the Group D match in this early stages of the competition. Match day 1. You always want to get off to a winning start, don't you, in the group? That gives you that edge, especially with so many third-place teams going through. A win in this first game means effectively it triples your chances of going through, doesn't it? Just getting a win under your belts. A win and a draw, you'd be very unlucky to go out. Here is Pulisic, chance to take on Caceres in his yellow card. Pulisic gets the cross in. As we've seen in the early stages of this competition, it's a ball that's got plenty of flight on it. And Pulisic got a long cross high into the box and behind for a goal kick. And that's the cue for the referee to say, hydration break time. And that's where we're at the moment. 24 minutes gone, USA 1, Paraguay 0. The only goal of the game coming on 7 minutes Damian Bobadilla with the goal. The Sao Paulo midfielder inadvertently steering the ball beyond his own goalkeeper and into the corner of the net to give the USA the best possible start in this wonderful, exceptional 90,000 capacity stadium in Los Angeles, California. The Stars and Stripes are leading Le Guaranis by 1-0. Paraguay certainly still in this. I think this is a very open group. If Australia turn up to the party, it could be interesting. Many people expecting Turkey to qualify. It's not a gimme. This is a very even group that anything could happen. You look at this group and you have to predict the unpredictable. Having another look at the goal now. And it was Pulisic who took the ball from Tillman in between two defenders, pulls it back. Tillman then gets into the penalty area to support Pulisic. His touch inside, and Bobadilla inadvertently just sticks a foot out and rolls it beyond his own goalkeeper from 7 yards out into the corner. It was a neat finish, but the poor midfielder really could do nothing about it. It was in his stride, it just hits him on the foot and goes in. Agony for Bobadilla. Agony for Paraguay, and they haven't really recovered from that since. We're into the drinks break, and two sets of players are coming out. The Paraguayans are out nice and early, and our USA players taking their place on. Officials, the match officials also partaking in a hydration break. It is a humid afternoon. Chance to take on the fluids. USA leading here by a goal to nil. If you are just joining us, an own goal from Damian Bobadilla. Hydration break lasts for a full 3 minutes, and whilst everyone is out, Almarch referee. And, I think we're ready to go with a goal kick, a left-footed goal kick as well from Orlando, who incidentally celebrated his birthday just a couple of days ago. Orlando Hill. Right, we're ready to go. 27 on the clock. Stars and Stripes hanging on to a 1-0 lead. And to be honest, since they scored that goal, Paraguay have not threatened. Their best chance of the game coming from Julio Enciso's shot, which whistled wide. Goal kick has gone straight out of play on the far side, beyond out of the reach of Anthony Robinson. So a throw in, which Robinson will take. In Los Angeles, it's USA 1, Paraguay 0. Two defenders, a great hook from Kubas, but USA have it with Pulisic on the left-hand side. Always a roar of expectation when he's got the ball. Pulisic inside to Tyler Adams, who's not known for scoring goals. Through to Balogun, who makes it 2. Scores for the USA, made by Tyler Adams, but initially made by the man himself, Pulisic, on the left-hand side. And immediately after the drinks break, the USA get a second, but the flag is up. It will not count. It's disallowed as the ball is played out wide by Tyler Adams to Pulisic. He is offside. He cuts inside. He finds Tyler Adams again, who pokes it through, and following Balogun clips it past the goalkeeper from the angle just on the edge of the 6-yard box. He thought he got his first World Cup goal. The flag went up and VAR have confirmed it. It looked offside against Pulisic. It wasn't Balogun, it was Pulisic from the initial ball through, which started the creation of that goal. So, disallowed goal from Balogun. USA 1, Paraguay 0. 29 minutes gone, and Enciso in the thick of it. That comes the challenge from Freeman, who got injured in the process there. He's gone down holding his ankle. Referee says it's going to be a throw-in, not a free kick, but Freeman has gone down and stayed down. It's going to be helped back up by his teammate Tyler Adams. Well, USA 1, Paraguay 0 then. Here's Chris Richards for the USA. Midway inside his own half, across to Tim Ream. Long ball forward, controlled well by Robinson, but just run away from him in the end and was won back by Gomez into the midfield, and Cubas all the way back. It will drift through to the goalkeeper Orlando Hill. Into the midfield, Bobadilla. Gomez, long ball forward, the target in Ciso. One back by Adams, who carefully clips it into the path of Anthony. On the sidelines through injury, picked up an injury at the end of last season. He's had a torrid 12 months really with injury problems for him. He did finish the season with the Cottagers, and that's a great ball by Robinson, speaking of him. And Pulisic is into the penalty area, pulls it back, it should be 2, and this time Balogun does score. And it's 2-0 to the USA, and Folarin Balogun does get his first World Cup goal, and USA are in control of this match now with half an hour gone. And it was great play from Pulisic. They didn't learn their lesson, Paraguay, from the threat of Pulisic down the left-hand side. And up steps Folarin Balogun to side foot the ball into the corner and out of the reach of Orlando Hill. It's USA 2, Paraguay 0, and the hosts are off to a flyer here. Just what they needed. Ball from Robinson, cut open the Paraguayans. It let Pulisic in, and he pulls it back, and it's a simple side foot into the corner. And the ball from Robinson was what made this goal, because it completely opened up Paraguay and they never recovered. And Balogun, well, he scored 19 goals last season for Monaco. And he's back with his shooting boots at the ready here. He scored a few moments earlier. It was disallowed for an offside flag against Pulisic, but Pulisic's apology comes in an assist for a second goal that does count. Here is Balogun again. Touches it to Weston McKennie, and they're on top here, USA. They're playing with a swagger. I've watched the USA once or twice in friendlies in recent months, over the last 12 months, and I have to say I've not been that impressed with them, but they've got a tempo today, a real tempo about them. Nice touch that by Serginho Dest, back out wide again. Weston McKennie can't get enough oomph on his low cross, and it's cleared away by the Paraguayan defence and Alderete of Sunderland. USA 2, Paraguay 0. The first goal, an own goal from Bobadilla. The second, Folarin Balogun. No doubt that his goal stood after he had one disallowed for offside just a few moments earlier. Into time and space in the midfield for Tyler Adams, and he chips it wide to Weston McKennie. I just feel that they could utilise McKennie more on this right-hand side. The US just starting to get those two wide men involved. McKennie on the right, Pulisic on the left. Here is McKennie, tries to play it forward, blocked by Alonso, Junior Alonso, the Atletico Mineiro player in the Brazilian Serie A. USA 2, Paraguay 0. Nearly 33 minutes gone. Here's Robinson, who made the goal. Here is Pulisic, who assisted the goal. Goal for Balogun. Here is Pulisic. When he gets going, he glides across the turf, and Paraguay haven't got an answer for him. He's a great player, isn't he, Pulisic? He's got a great record as well. His 85th cap today, 32 goals for his country. He's a real go-to man. And here he goes again, down that left-hand side, but it's cleared away by the Paraguayans, nudged into touch by Juan Caceres, who's having an uncomfortable afternoon against Pulisic. USA 2, Paraguay 0. This being an evening kickoff is a little bit cooler. The sun has receded, but it's still a humid night in Los Angeles. And the USA are in control of this match, leading 2-0 and dominating. It feels like Paraguay are down to 10 men. That's how it feels, this game at the moment. It feels as if they just can't get the ball over the halfway line. The Paraguayans can't get Enciso on the ball, they can't get Sanabria on the ball, they can't get Bobadilla and Cubas in the middle of the park on the ball. Here's Robinson on the left-hand side, goes for the return from Tillman, shuffles down the left-hand side. Slight stumble from Robinson, still has it. Here's a chance for the USA, turn inside the box, and the ball inside, almost finding Balogun. Nearly came to Sergino Dest. It's struggled to get the ball clear. Almiron eventually plays it out wide, and Alonso plays it back inside. And Paraguay really struggling to get the ball away at the moment. They've not got going. Since falling behind to that own goal, they really haven't recovered. That's going to be a free kick, is it? No, referee plays a good advantage. Here is Robinson, scored a cracker in the friendly last weekend. Urged to shoot by the crowd, but does the simple thing, gets it wide to Pulisic, who goes one way, then the other, and he chips it in. It's a header towards goal. It's just slightly too high for Balogun. It'll come back through for Sergino Dest. Now it's Alex Freeman. Freeman plays for Villarreal in Spain. Dest with the cross in. Cleared away in the nick of time by Gomez. USA get it again with Freeman. Now Ream. Cross to the left-hand side, and Pulisic. Solid challenge on him by Caceres. First duel I think he's won against Pulisic in this game. There's 10 minutes to go to half-time. USA in control of this match, leading by 2 goals to 0. You listen to independent studio-based off-tune commentary of this Group D first stage match between the USA and Paraguay. We're at the Los Angeles Stadium for this one in California, and it's 2-0. The hosts USA lead. An own goal from Bobadilla, and following Balogun with a second. Mauricio Pochettino, who has come casually dressed tonight. His t-shirt, his shirt open, his chinos, his pumps, his hands in his pocket. Looks like he's just wandering down the river for a pint. His opposite number tonight, Gustavo Alfaro, is suited and booted, looks like a businessman. Here come the US again, the cross from Weston McKennie, it will come back out. It's a shot which is blocked, the shot hit by Tillman. It takes a deflection and whistles away off of Cubas for a corner to the US. Up towards goal by Malik Tillman, who's shown some really classy touches on 1 or 2 occasions in this game. And he's going to take the corner as well. He's Malik Tillman on the far side of the pitch. USA 2, Paraguay 0. They're looking for a third here, US. It would be a dominant first half capped if they could get a third goal. But they are very much in control of this game. With 2-0, if Paraguay get one back, they get the next goal. It could be a tight affair still. They want the third here, US. Here comes from Tillman, in towards Ream. It's Richards, and that was wide with little to spare. He looks up to the skies, does the Crystal Palace defender. He's got away from his marker. He's peeled off, he's drifted back. He's angled a header towards the far post, and it literally could not have been any closer to the post without hitting it. It brushes the paintwork and drops just wide, and the goalkeeper was nowhere in sight. Inches away from goal number 3 was Chris Richards. Here is Richards now, wins the second header. Wide it goes, hits the face of Sergino Dest, robs his head. A rather painful one. He's okay. Referee comes aloft, just checking it. He's okay because it's a head injury. He says, "Yeah, I'm fine." Little red-faced Sergino Dest. I'm sure he'll make a full recovery. A few A-listers in the crowd here in Los Angeles. The stars of the show are the Stars and Stripes at the moment. USA leading Paraguay by 2 goals to 0. Make sure you watch all the action from this Group D match through your local, regional or national television broadcaster. It's the best way to follow the Group D action. And Tim Ream to Robinson. Now Malik Tillman back to Richards, who nearly made it through now just a few moments ago. Played out wide, playing really well here, USA. Not many people gave them a chance, but he's tinkered, he's tampered, he's used multitudes of players in various friendlies over the past couple of years as Mauricio Pochettino. But I tell you what, from what we've seen in the 38.5 minutes we've played here, his tinkering has been perfect, because USA have outplayed Paraguay in this game. Almiron gets it back again from Bobadilla. Almiron deep inside his own half, plays it back. Junior Alonso up to the halfway line, ducked underneath it slightly there, did Antonio Sanabria, and that allowed Tim Ream to go back to the largely redundant Matt Freese. Forgot he was here, but he's in goal for the USA. Today is Matt Freese. Making only his 16th appearance for his country. He can bowl the ball out here to Chris Richards. Richards finding the feet of Alex Freeman. Freeman of Villarreal, young 21-year-old defender, formerly of Orlando City, who's been preferred in the right back position. Pochettino, a big fan of Freeman. Freeman playing it into Paraguay, who was caught there, but the referee waited to see if there was an advantage. There wasn't. The South Americans are penalised and Balogun stays down with a whack to the right shin. It's going to be a free kick. And Paraguay 2-0 down here as we hit the 40-minute mark. And apart from that half chance from Enciso from outside the box, which didn't really get anywhere close to testing Matt Freese, it was well wide. There's nothing really that they've created. They started the game relatively well. It was a very good end-to-end opening. As soon as they scored the own goal, they've drifted out of it. Here come the US looking for a third. He's slammed into the penalty area by Sergino Dest, straight at the goalkeeper, Orlando Heel. Heel can claim hold of it in all orange tonight, Heel. 4.5 minutes to go to half-time, and Paraguay need half-time at the moment to regroup. Bombadier's own goal, and Balogun's second after scoring a disallowed goal for an offside against Pulisic. Hosts in control at the moment as Tim Ream gets there ahead of Sanabria and knocks it back to his goalkeeper Matt Freese, whose first touch was a little awkward. The fortunate thing for the goalkeeper, who was standing in his own penalty spot, is he was probably 30 yards away from the nearest Paraguayan player, so he was able to correct that without too much concern. Now Robinson over the halfway line, cuts inside. Nearly got taken out by Gomez, keeps his feet, keeps the ball, plays it back to Tim Ream, and brings it onto his left foot. Very much a left-footed player is Tim Ream. Wine to Pulisic, who's very much a right-footed player, and he tries to knock and go. And he's really feeding off the fact that Juan Caceres is on a yellow card at the moment. He's tearing into him, but Caceres won that duel, got in front of Pulisic, and then Pulisic went through the back of him. Well, it was good defending that time by Caceres, and it's going to be a free kick to Paraguay, who trail here by 2-0 and need something to go their way. A little bit of luck from the first goal for USA, but since then they have completely taken this game by the scruff of the neck, and it's half an hour of play in which Paraguay have been pinned to the wall. It's a nice touch from Almiron, right by Cubas. There go Gomez. It's gone all the way back to Alderete. Long raking ball forward, which is headed away. Now here is a chance for Enciso, drifting in towards the left-hand edge of the penalty area, but there were enough red and white shirts back there to close him off, and the USA are pumped here at the moment. And here goes Sergino Dest, the PSV Eindhoven player, up towards the edge of the penalty area, nicks it wide. Weston McKennie pulls it back, and there is goal number 3. Surely no, it's a good save by the goalkeeper to deny Malik Tillman, and then it's brought out by Miggy Almiron. And really, well, they could have been easily 3-0 up here. A couple of big chances since the second goal, and they're going again here with Alex Freeman joining in on the attack, the right-sided defender. Got a good balance about this side, USA. Looking good at the moment. There is Robinson. Inside to Chris Richards. Freeman finding Dest. Sergino Dest. Back again to Freeman. Just inside the Paraguayan half. USA at the moment, Tim Ream. Every single outfield player on the pitch inside the Paraguayan half. That is the story of the half. A heat map will indicate that. Group D action. USA leading by 2-0. Here is Tim Ream. Plays it out wide carefully to Pulisic. And every time you get the ball to Pulisic, you feel an air of expectation around this impressive 90,000 capacity dome. There's Tillman. He's on his haunches and he is beaten to it. He's brought down from behind there. It looked like a foul, but the referee has given a little bit of sympathy to Paraguay. And then a free kick is given for a foul by Chris Richards, free kick to Paraguay. We are trailing here by a goal to nil. We're into the final minute of the 45. Remember, we've got a mandatory 3 minutes to peg on to 45 for the hydration pause. That's whatever else. There's been a couple of little stoppages for the head injury. That's probably another minute and a half. So you're probably looking at another 5 minutes here. We'll find out in 30 seconds. Here's Cacheras, long ball forward, easy header away by Tim Ream. It's Robinson. Closed down quickly by Gomez, and Robinson perhaps should have done better there, but USA do get it back. Richards to Ream, and Ream to Tyler Adams, who can plot his run up towards the halfway line. Pulisic cuts back inside. Christian Pulisic, such a big player. AC Milan player now, of course. 5 minutes of added time. There you go. My calculations were as accurate as ever. 5 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first half. USA 2, Paraguay 0. And the scoreline does reflect fairly on what we've seen so far. An impressive opening 45 minutes from the Stars and Stripes. Kicked off their campaign in impressive style. Ream gets it wide to Robinson. Robinson gets it from under his feet, chips it into the box, but it's too high for Balogun, and it's easy for Heel. Plucked out of the air by the Paraguayan goalkeeper, who plays in the Argentine league for San Lorenzo. Only his 7th cap today. 3rd team's going with goalkeepers with relatively little experience on the international scene. Have to get Julio Enciso on the ball more. Miggy Almiron for Paraguay. He felt he was fouled. Pochettino putting in an appeal for a free kick as well, but it's gone the way of Paraguay. Miggy Almiron was fouled. He puts the ball down. He's trying to receive some instructions in his ear from the technical area nearby. So, Almiron to send this one in towards the penalty area from wide on the left. Freeze will come out and claim it. Good claim by the goalkeeper, made his mind up early. He's a very tall goalkeeper. He's Matt Freese, 6'3", 27-year-old. New York City goalkeeper plucked that one out of the air with ease. Here's Fulham's Anthony Robinson. Long ball forward, chested away by Junior Alonso. Out from the back by Gustavo Gomes. Gomes at the back. His 90th appearance for the club today, for the country today. Plays his club football in Brazil for Palmeiras. Top the table into the penalty area. Weston McKennie checks back. Not in a position to get the shot away, and whilst he's making his mind up, he's had the ball pinched off of him by Almiron. It's going to be a throw in to the US on the right-hand side, level with the edge of the penalty area. Paraguay feeling that the throw should have gone their way. Played 3 of the 5 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. Half-time just around the corner, and USA fans ready to take on board their hydration break with a smile on their face. They're leading 2-0. Tim Ream, such a veteran at the international stage, waving goodbye. He always had his mind set on this being his swan song as the hosts in the World Cup, and he's kept those boots powdered. Been playing well for Charlotte in the MLS over the last couple of seasons, a regular for Fulham for many years. They bounced in between the Premier League and the Championship in England. Just over a minute to go in this first half. Tim Ream, by the way, his 81st cap today. As I mentioned earlier, he is the oldest outfield player in the tournament. Alec Tillman splicing open Paraguay. It's Balogun who cuts inside. It's Balogun who rattles it into the top corner. He's got the goalkeeper to beat. He's got the goal to aim for. and nonchalantly smashes it into the top corner. It's 3-0 and USA are going to go in with an unassailable lead at half-time, and following Balogun is leading the chase for the Golden Boots. It's Balogun's second goal of the game. He scored 3 in his first half. The first one was disallowed, but there's no question about the second or the third. And Balogun rattles that one like a confident goal scorer into the top corner. And it has been a woeful first 45 minutes for Paraguay, who trail here by 3-0. And Balogun at the double makes it 3-0 to the Stars and Stripes. Well, that's a tremendous finish. And he's onside as he peels away from the defender Alderete. Alderete's been excellent this season, by the way, for Sunderland, but he's not had a great game tonight. And he weaves his way inside. He gets the better of the second defender, Gustavo Gomez, but the finish is something sensational. He's on the penalty spot, and he's got the whole of the goal to aim for, and he smashes it with a curling effort right up in the top corner. It's a sensational finish from Fowler and Balogun. And the half-time whistle has gone, and what a way to end the half. 2 goals for Fowler and Balogun, plus a disallowed goal. And Paraguay are out on their feet at the moment, because they are trailing at half-time by 3-0 against the co-hosts. Bombardier's early own goal didn't exactly give them the brightest of starts, and they've struggled since then. It was a healthy start from Paraguay, and it's all gone downhill since that Bombardier own goal. 2 for Balogun, plus a disallowed goal. Richards scraping the post. It could have been a lot worse. It's USA 3, Paraguay 0 at half-time. Be sure to join us in the second half in about 15 minutes' time. We'll see you on the other side. Thank you for Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels 4th cap, Maurizio. So both teams making a change. We're off and underway in this second half. USA leading, if you are just joining us, by 3 goals to 0. 2 goals for Barragan, who's also had a goal disallowed for offside. An own goal from Bobadilla early on. That basically was the catalyst for the floodgates to open. Up until that point, it was a really open, good game. But that goal just killed the game, really, because Bobadilla is on. And sorry, Bobadilla is off, and Prado is on. Megalis Prado is on. So that's a change in the Maurizio coming on. Sebastian Holter has come on and he's replaced. I don't know if this is an injury or this is just precaution, but they've taken off Pulisic at half-time and brought on Bahalta down the left-hand side. I'm assuming he might have just taken a slight knock or a slight strain there, or they're just conserving the legs of Pulisic. I think Pulisic's been around for years. He's actually only 27. He feels like he should be 37. One of those players that seems to have been around forever. Ball cleared into touch by Caceres, who's on a yellow card, and he'll be mighty relieved to come out for the second half and find that Bahalta has replaced Pulisic. It's going to be a throw into the USA, which is going to be taken by Malik Tillman. They've just joined us 3-0 to USA, and they've been brilliant in the first half. The USA really have turned up to the party. One thing I have noticed, the game has kicked off and there isn't an empty seat in the house as Pelican goes for the shot. It's deflected away by Alonso and then cleared by Caceres all the way through to the goalkeeper, Matt Freeze. One thing I've noticed about the stadium, 90,000 seats, 90,000 people, not an empty seat in the house, but at the moment, it's a little bit like Wembley Stadium a minute into the second half. But all the way round, there's probably only about 30,000 people watching this game at the moment. Most people are still on the concourse. I think they're expecting it to be a half-time of 30 minutes like the final of the locals. They might want to just have a quick look up at the screen in the concourse and find that actually the game was restarted. Here is Maurizio, first touch for him. He'll add a little bit of determination to that Paraguayan defence. In comes the cross. Tim Ream couldn't quite reach it. It's only been partially cleared. It's lashed towards goal from Almiron, but cleared away by Anthony Robinson. A gliding ball which finds Balogun wrestling, and Balogun's wrestle with Gomez has ended up with the USA goal scorer of 2 goals, Balogun, winning a free kick. He's had his shirt pulled, and it's a free kick fouled by Gomez, who has not been able to contain the Monaco front man thus far. USA 3, Paraguay 0. 3 minutes into the second half. USA have got this one in the bag. If they don't win this one, they will start an inquest, but they're giving the ball away in a really dangerous position. That was a poor pass from Freeman, and the run come to nothing in the end from Diego Gomez. It came off of Ream and it's gone behind for a corner. That's better from Paraguay, but it was a really poor pass from Alex Freeman that gifted Paraguay a chance, and Ream got across to close in on Diego Gomez, made the shot impossible, got his studs to it and turned it into the ground and over the bar for a corner kick to Paraguay, their first corner of the game. So USA have some defending to do as the crowd continue to pour back into the arena, into their seats at the Los Angeles Stadium here in California. It's been played short. This is Diego Gomez, skips past one, rifles it low and hard into the penalty area. It hit one of his own players, and there were 2 Paraguay players standing there with the ball at their feet, but they were both in front of it and they couldn't adjust themselves quick enough, and USA have got the ball clear, but that could have so easily been 3-1 had there been a slightly quicker reaction from Paraguay. But it started this half well. Here's Almiron, gets to the byline, and then he goes down under the challenger Tim Ream, who waggles his finger. And a free kick has been given against Tim Ream, and a yellow card as well for the veteran defender who brings down Almiron. I'm not sure there was an awful lot in that. It looked like a foul. I'm not sure if it was a yellow card. And Almiron wins a free kick, and he goes toe-to-toe with Ream, and Ream has his hand on his shoulder and then goes in for the challenge, then pulls away, and Almiron has gone down, and that's a little bit of simulation for me. Now, VAR are looking at a lot of things, but they're not looking at something like that, which is a crying shame, because that wasn't a yellow card for me. It's a free kick, and Tim Ream's shown a yellow card, and I don't think Danny McKelly realises that he's been sold down the river by the simulation from the former Newcastle man. In comes the free kick. Plenty attacking it. Robinson nudges it away, and Cissok's free kick was a good one. What's he given here? It looks like he's pointing to his ear, the referee, for a potential penalty maybe. He's asking everyone to go away. We're watching the Dutch referee, Danny McKelly here. He's got his finger in his ear. Mistaken identity is the VAR check. So maybe they are going back on the Tim Ream incident. Tim Ream has been called across. Almiron has been called across. I don't think it's mistaken identity, which is what it's being classified as. And the yellow card for Tim Ream. I think the referee's going to come over. He's going to his yellow card in his pocket, and he's put it back again and started running towards the touchline. He's going to have a look at the VAR. The VAR official just saying in his ear, go and have a look. Carlos de Chero Grande, the Spaniard, and he's pulled away as Tim Ream. That's not a yellow card, that is simulation. If anything, it's a yellow card for Almiron, not for Tim Ream, because he's gone. Tim Ream's pulled his left leg away, and then Almiron's gone down. And he's going to overturn the yellow. He's got his red card out here. What's he given here? He's got his red card out here. Oh, he's not realised. He's given a yellow card to Almiron instead of Ream. So he takes it away from Ream and gives it to Almiron. What the confusion was there is that the referee reached for his pocket and he got out the yellow card and the red card. I'm thinking, what on earth is he going to give a red card for there? But Almiron gets a yellow card for simulation. That's the correct move. That is a good move from VAR. For me, those incidents need to be flagged up by VAR because justice is done. Tim Ream's on a yellow card when he shouldn't be, and that has been corrected. Well done, VAR. You got it absolutely spot on. The Spaniard on the VAR, Carlos de Chero Grande, correcting the mistake. It's called mistaken identity, and okay, it kind of is because he's given the wrong man a yellow card, but it's because he drew the wrong conclusion. Listen, referees can make mistakes, and he certainly did there, and justice has been done. They've been a bit better in this second half of Paraguay, and on the same token, USA have not hit the same intensity. They've taken off Pulisic at half-time with a slight knock, we believe. We're trying to look more into that at the moment as to the reason for USA taking off their main man. Here's Caceres, who's on a yellow card. He is definitely on a yellow card as well. And still scoreline 3-0 as it was at half-time. USA so good in the first half. It was always going to be an after the Lord's Mayor show. You do get the feeling that the second half was never going to live up to it, but they're in great place here at the moment. Are the USA leading 3-0? They've really impressed. So throw in for the US to be taken by Alex Freeman. In the right back position, going forward for the US. Really got going in this half yet. Coming on in the second half for Bobadilla has certainly tightened things up. So 3-0. So Balogun turns in the penalty area. Now, is that a penalty? Well, he's certainly been caught by Alderete, and he's gone down as Balogun. The referee didn't give anything. Well, for me, that's a penalty. subjective, but I think that was a penalty. And Cisso's back there defending. So yeah, there's a clearance from Paraguay, not a particularly good one. Trying to close it down with Sebastian Berhalter on as a sub. Played out wide by Dest. Now, can they get the cross in? Weston McKennie on the right-hand side, down by the corner flag. He's being nibbled at by Cubas. Good work by USA, but it was a poor touch by McKennie in the end, which allows Paraguay to work their way inside. Good press, though, by the US to get it back. In the midfield with Berhalter. And we'll make US a little more narrow. The emphasis very much on Robinson getting forward more down the left-hand side with Pulisic now off. They have struggled to find their same intensity in the second half. It looks to me like they've brought Tillman more to the left-hand side. And Berhalter more into a midfield position. Tillman's certainly a more than capable player down the left-hand side. Here's Dest, tries to play it out wide. Too many blue shirts in front of him. Enciso plays it back inside to Almiron. Almiron's on the right-hand side now for the Paraguayans. Almiron on the right. Gomez has gone more across to the left to change the two wide men. Cross comes in from the US. Too much for Balogun, but it comes back through. It's Dest who pulls it back. Tillman with the shot, which is blocked thoroughly by Mauricio. Freeman tried an overhead kick to try and keep the ball in play and stop it from going out for a throw-in. It's a bit of a strange scissor kick, and he couldn't quite keep it in play. So, still 3-0. Well, 30 minutes into the second half, they're certainly better in the second half, Paraguay. They seem to have stemmed the flow of total domination from the USA. I've been pleasantly impressed with US. There's Tim Ream into the midfield. Tillman can't splice his way through. Up in the air for McKennie, trying to climb onto the end of it. It's Tillman. Comes back out to Robinson on the left-hand side. He'll step over and then goes back to Tyler Adams. And Tim Ream. Go through this side, and there's a lot of players with good top-level European experience in this US side. They've got it wide. Here's Dest into the penalty area, right-hand side, slips slightly, managed to keep his feet. It's turned behind by Junior Alonso for a corner. 70-second cap for the Atletico Mineiro player, Alonso. And yeah, Alonso puts it behind for a corner. USA 3, Paraguay 0. 58.5 minutes gone. Robinson's gone across to take this corner. They've caused problems in set plays and corners in the first half, USA. Chris Richards with a header that just scraped past the post. Here's Tim Ream trying to get in on their act. The exception of Roger Miller. I think there's going to be many older goal scorers in the World Cup than Tim Ream if he gets one today. He's in there sniffing around, but there's an injury picked up by Mauricio, and a yellow card has been shown to Tyler Adams for the foul on Mauricio of Palmeiras. Mauricio is back up again, still wincing slightly from the crunching lunge from Adams. Coming up to the hour mark. There's Julio Enciso. Just don't think they've utilised him anywhere near enough. Paraguay's clearance was shocking from Alderete. His ability, he's just launched the ball into the crowd from the edge of his penalty area, largely unopposed. Don't forget to watch all the action in Group D in the first stage. This match is available on your local, regional and national television broadcaster. Here come the US again down that right-hand side. Dest gets across it. He's looking for a hat-trick here, is Balogun. Comes through to Malik Tillman. He's got the overlap of Robinson. That's a decoy run more than anything else. Through the legs, Balogun tries to get it. Tillman tries to shot. And in the end, it came off of Tillman last. He's gone down in the penalty area, but it's a goal kick to Paraguay. These two sides last met in a friendly as recently as last November. Claudio Reyna and Folarin Balogun on target in a 2-1 win. Arca scoring for Uruguay. He's on the bench today. There's Alex Arca. Hour gone. USA in control. There's Chris Richards under a little bit of pressure from Enciso on the edge of his own penalty area. Tim Ream, cool as you like, sidesteps his man, finds Robinson. There's a bit of time and space here in the midfield for Tyler Adams, moves it on. And now USA finding their stride with Weston McKennie, gets it wide to Sergino Dest in towards the box, and Robinson was there but couldn't quite reach it from around about the penalty spot. They've won it back again here with Alex Freeman. It's lifted into the penalty area by Sebastian Berhalter. Unable to get the cross in, Malik Tillman, and it's cleared away by Juan Jose Caceres. Another change coming up. We mentioned him a moment ago. He scored against USA last November, Arsa. And Arsa is going to come on for Sanabria. So Arsa on, Sanabria off. Change for Paraguay. Well, USA just starting to hit their stride. They were slow starters in this second half. And certainly started in the last 5 minutes to hit their stride again. They're dominating the game, leading by 3-0 and looking perhaps to go for the kill here. Dest, sliding challenge from behind by Alderete into the penalty area. Arca again. Can he pull it back? He can, across the face of goal. It was just out of the reach. And cleared away out of the reach of Malik Tillman. But this is much, much better again from the Stars and Stripes, who lead by 3-0. Long ball over the top this time. They will go straight through to goalkeeper Orlando Heel. Arsa is on. They'll be looking trying to get themselves back into this game, Paraguay, but at the moment it's McKennie. McKennie on to Balogun, who's into the penalty area again. Balogun pulls it back to the edge. It wasn't the greatest of passes in the end, to be honest. And Gomez gets back to close things off. They've put Enciso more on the left-hand side now. It means that Gomez has joined into a 3-man midfield to crowd things out slightly. They've changed their formation of Paraguay to try and combat the US dominance. Caceres inside by Gomez. On this right-hand side, it's Caceres again. Not much tempo about Paraguay at the moment. Feel like they are a beaten side. Are they going to get 3 goals back in this game? At this moment in time, it looks incredibly unlikely. You're listening to independent, studio-based, off-tube commentary of this Group D first stage match between USA and Paraguay from the Los Angeles Stadium in California. And it's the US that lead 3-0, but here goes Julio Enciso down the left-hand side, up towards the edge of the penalty area, tries to get the better of Tyler Adams, cuts inside, Enciso's shot is blocked, nearly came to Almiron, and then a fire from distance from Diego Gomez rises over the top of the crossbar, 65, and it's gone. Goal kick. And it's USA that still lead here by 3-0. Later tonight, Turkey against Australia. from Vancouver. That is also in this group, Group D. Very open group, this. Turkey, Australia, USA and Paraguay. Well, Paraguay will be bottom of the table the way things are standing at the moment, and that shot perhaps about sums up Paraguay's night. One lucky chappie in the crowd caught that ball. Not sure if he gets to keep it or not, but he's very happy he's got the ball in his hands, that spectator. Soccer bringing a smile to the face of the US at the moment. They're leading by 3 goals to 0 and they're playing very well. Just a quick reminder, because I need reminding, that in goal for USA tonight, it's Matt Freese. He's barely touched the ball. He's barely been tested. I don't think he's had a save, I don't think he's had anything resembling a shot at him. There's a couple that have gone wide. But here's Weston McKennie down the right-hand side. He's teamed up really well down that right, Weston McKennie, with Shizino Dest. So far, not really anything to write home about from the Paraguayans. Have been very, very disappointing. Very disappointing indeed. Weston McKennie on the right-hand side. You can find Tyler Adams, who gets it back to him, and now Sergino Dest again. He's got a bit of space. He's got time to pick his cross, but in the end it was a pretty poor cross, and Alderete was able to gobble it up and clear to the left-hand side. Alonso, won again by Tyler Adams. Just so much better, USA, in every single department tonight, leading here by 3 clear goals to 0. Here's Tim Ream, carefully inside to Richards. They've not had to break any sort of sweat, Ream and Richards. In fact, the most effort they've made tonight is every time they've gone up for a corner. Back out wide again once more to Weston McKennie, right-hand side, tries to find Balogun, just nicked off of him by Mauricio. And then the ball down the line by Mauricio, and Richards across to slide in and put the ball into touch on the far side for a throw-in to Paraguay. Paraguay trailing here by 3 goals to 0. As the second half hydration break is called by referee Danny McKelly. We're just about bang on halfway through the half. It is a cooler night tonight. Still very, very humid inside the stadium. But the fact that this is an evening kickoff certainly takes the sting out of the sunshine. It's been an overcast night. They've closed the roof of this absolutely terrific stadium. And that has meant that the sunshine has been kept well and truly at bay from the players. USA leading here by 3 goals to 0. If you're a late arrival, then, well, after an even and very entertaining opening 7 minutes, an own goal from Bobadilla gave USA the lead, and from that moment onwards, they have totally ripped into their opponents of USA. 2 goals for Folarin Balogun, plus a disallowed goal. Richards has headed just inches past it, not even inches, it scraped the post in the first half. It could have been 5. And they've been a bit better in this second half. They've added Diego Gomez and Mauricio to a narrow midfield 3 to try and match up like for like on a 4-3-3 with the USA, and it's to a degree worked. They've taken their time to get back into their stride in this second half, USA, but they have started to create some chances again. We are in the hydration break at the moment. Thinking, what's this commentator just wobbling on about, not telling us what's happened? It's because there is a hydration break. Make sure you watch all the action from this Group D fixture through your local, regional or national television broadcaster. It's the way to watch along in the greatest international competition on the planet. Mauricio Pochettino making his debut as a coach at the World Cup. It's been a fairly memorable one so far. It's highly unlikely that he will be the US coach beyond this World Cup. And he's certainly tinkered with many players in the last 18 months, 2 years, to get the right blend. And it's a recipe he's worked hard on. But he's cooking on gas at the moment, I can tell you. They're leading 3-0 US. And they've arrived at the party tonight. They're not here to make up numbers. It's been a really impressive performance. I'm not saying for 1 minute they're going to win the World Cup. Certainly got off to a real flyer here. Paraguay, on the other hand, well, they look every inch a team that could finish bottom of this group. So we are back. With a long throw to come in from Junior Alonso towards the edge of the penalty area. Away by Tyler Adams. Hit on the volley by Mauricio. It hits a defender. Comes back to this near side Diego Gomez. And pushing the back, says referee Danny McKelly. Gives a free kick. It's Tillman that was nudged in the back by Juan Caceres. So free kick and a double change is in the offing. Who's coming on for the US? Ricardo Pepe and Timothy Weah. Looks like Balogun will make way. No hat-trick for him. He'll be mighty pleased with a double, making him top scorer in the tournament so far. The first change we'll see Serginho Dest coming off, and Falari Balogun is also off for the US. So Dest and Balogun off, way up on. And so to Ricardo Pepe of PSV Eindhoven. Heavily linked with a move in the January transfer window to Fulham. It all fell through. It was due to put on ice until the summer, but that seemed to have fallen through as well. Bouncing around at the moment, and it's a Paraguay free kick inside their own penalty area. Beat Nicaragua 4-0 last Friday in their final warm-up match, did Paraguay. Won 3 of their last 4 matches, all in friendly matches. And they have beaten the Americans twice away from home here on American soil. They won 2007, they won 3-1 in the Copa America here, not in this stadium by the way. In 2011, the friendly, they beat the Americans 1-0 in a friendly match. Tim Ream gets a foot in, not a very good foot, it's Enciso, and they've got one back. It's 1 goal for Paraguay, just to give them a glimmer of hope, and it's the man that came on as sub at half-time, Mauricio. Good play this by Julio Enciso to slide it into the path of Mauricio, who puts it into the corner. And the clean sheet for USA is out of the window. Paraguay get themselves a goal, give themselves a tiny little slither of hope. Long free kick. And it was Chris Richards that went for the header, and it came off the top of Tyler Adams' head, and it took Chris Richards out of the equation, and he never really recovered. Almiron to Enciso, and Enciso's pass was edge perfect. It was just a slide rule pass into the corner of the net from Mauricio. And it's 3-1. All 4 goals in this game have come down that same end, away to our right-hand side. If we can get one more here, Paraguay, we might be in for a treat of a finish from a neutral point of view. Here's Enciso. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen through him. He's their go-to man. Here come the USA looking for a 4th, and it's a shot from Malik Tillman. And it was straight at the goalkeeper. USA 3, Paraguay 1. Just a little over 15 minutes to go. And a little silenced the crowd here. That dominant USA first half performance, Paraguay getting one back. And maybe it's not the catalyst for a comeback, but it just gives them a glimmer of hope, doesn't it? And that A 3-1 defeat looks a lot better than a 3-0 defeat, doesn't it? Here's Malik Tillman. Tillman cuts inside, he's a danger, plays it through to Pepe. It's just too far ahead of Pepe, who hurdles over the goalkeeper as he slides out and claims the ball. Goalkeeper Orlando Hill. Paraguay have been better in the second half. They've hardly pulled up any trees, but they've just been better organised. That third man in the middle of the park has certainly helped. Mauricio and Gomez tucking inside, and it's meant that Enciso has had to float a little bit towards the left-hand side. And here come USA, looking to reinstate their 3-goal advantage with Robinson on the left-hand side. Robinson trying to take on Caceres to the edge of the penalty area. It's a neat touch by Malik Tillman. They've worked their way backwards. Freeman, now Ream, now Robinson. Robinson takes his time, chips it back to the halfway line. Richards takes it in his stride. He's got the centre circle to himself at the moment. Tyler Adams finding Freeman on the far side. Tim Weah on that far side of the pitch. He's also just come on as a sub. Surprised many that he didn't perhaps start the game. They've instead gone with Sergio Dest. It's a move that's paid off. This is going to be a World Cup that is going to be heavily influenced by squad players and substitutions. Starting 11s aren't going to be the be-all and end-all of winning games and losing games, that's for sure. USA 3, Paraguay 1 here. It's looking like a comfortable win for the US, but 3-1, the scoreline suddenly been reduced to 3-1 with that goal from Mauricio. There's Robinson into the feet of Tillman, and Tillman starting to tick here. Weir on the right-hand side into the penalty area, gets the shot away, and behind it goes. Did it take a slight deflection? Perhaps. I think it did. Just seemed to nick the toes of Alonso and the fingertips of Heel. I don't know. Yeah, definitely. It's a good save by the goalkeeper. Looking at it from the angle behind the goal, it was going into the top corner, and he's given a goal kick. So once again, I thought they were checking VAR for corners. Well, that was a corner. It definitely touched the fingertips of the goalkeeper. It may have gone in otherwise. And he's given a goal kick. Very, very marginal touch, though. And Ciso is inside, but it's 1-1 back in the midfield by Tyler Adams. So haven't won this yet, but they are in good control of the game. 3-1. Almiron, former Newcastle United player, on the right-hand side. They're ready to make a couple of changes. Velasquez is going to come on, and Ramon Sosa. Palmares as well. And here's Enciso. He's back inside to a central position. Diego Gomez gives it away cheaply, and now they can get forward with Malik Tillman, and Malik Tillman wrestles past one, and he tries to wrestle past a second. It looked to me like a foul, and the referee's getting out the yellow card for Gomez, and he's given a free kick to USA. Yellow card for Gustavo Gomez, the defender, on his 90th appearance, the Palmeiras player. Had a bit too much grappling there for the liking of the referee, and that's what stopped Tillman. To be honest with you, he's given the yellow card and the foul against Gomez. It really should have been against the player before. A couple of changes here. Almiron is going to go off. Espinosa is coming on. Rojas for Gonzalez. So a double change with 11 minutes to go. Is there any chance of a comeback? Sosa and Velasquez coming into it. Almiron is off. So USA 3, Paraguay 1. A little over 10 minutes to go. So the yellow card has gone against Diego Gomez and not Gustavo Gomez. So I may have got that right. I didn't think it was Gustavo Gomez that committed the foul. It was the grappling from Diego Gomez. So it was a Gomez on the yellow, but not Gustavo, but Diego. So a double change from the Paraguayans. As Calabria comes on. Free kick to the USA, floated into the box towards McKennie. Now it's Tim Ream with a header. Two players going for the same ball. It'll come here for Pepe. Can't quite pull the trigger. Tillman winning the ball back. Pepe to the edge of the box. Tyler Adams couldn't get beyond the first touch. And USA recycling the ball. Tillman again on the left-hand side, looking a real threat. Perhaps not quite the same altitude of threat that was posed by Pulisic in the first half, and his back heel has gone straight out for a goal kick. Velasquez has gone in at right fullback. So has gone into the right-hand side of a three-man attack. 4-3-3, these two sides playing. USA leading here by 3-1, 2 for Balogun. A Bobadilla early own goal got things going. Maurizio, the substitute, on at half-time, has pulled one back for Paraguay in the second half, but USA still in control of the game, and they're just about to make another change. Gio Reyna is going to come on. He's going to replace Malik Tillman, who's huffing and puffing. I tell you, the attendance here today has been officially confirmed as 70,492. 70,492. So Reyna on for Tillman. USA leading by 3-1. They don't want to be conceding any more goals here. Tyler Adams gets the header away, only as far as Junior Alonso. The changes being made from both sides as they like to make every inch of the last 10 minutes or so of this game count. For Paraguay, they need 2 goals from somewhere to grab an unlikely point. If that was to happen, then man on the ball at the moment, Julio Encise, will certainly be heavily involved. And he's won his side a free kick. That's a foul by Weah. George Weah with the foul, which Pochettino doesn't like too much. He turns to the fourth official and says why. And the reason why is quite simple. Encise was tripped from behind. It's a free kick. Not quite sure why Pochettino is arguing that one. Free kick then to Paraguay. What's the delivery like? Let's say Mauricio floats it in towards the penalty area. The first header was from Gustavo Gomez, but USA have got it clear up towards the halfway line, but a flag is up and it's going to be a free kick. The flag on the near side from the assistant referee. When the ball was played in, there were 2 players offside. One of them was Gustavo Gomez, the other one was Junior Alonso. So 2 of the back 4 are offside from that free kick, which allows Matt Freese to get a touch of the ball. Kamara, or Kaku as he's known, is on in the midfield. Kaku with the UAE side, Alain. Encise again, good strong challenge from Chris Richards, former Brighton man, tackled by a current Crystal Palace man, 2 big rivals in the Premier League, of course. Kaku quickly on the ball, the veteran 33-year-old. Still 3-1 to the USA. They're in control of this match. Can't help but feel that Paraguay have not got enough to get these 2 goals back. Let's wait and see. But here's Robinson on the left, plays it down the line towards Mr. McKennie, who's come to this left-hand side now. This is Reyna. McKennie. Inside from Robinson. It's good play by the US, but it was a little too intricate in the end. It was won back by Kaku. Now out to Asa. Asa, who scored against the US in a friendly back in November. falls over as he clears there. There's Orlando Hill, the goalkeeper for Paraguay. We've still got enough distance on. Looked like a handball there against Mauricio. Referee plays on, and down the middle towards Arsa from Julio Enciso. Doesn't quite come off for Paraguay. With Enciso out there, there's always that threat. He's such a talented young player, Enciso. And he gets going in the French League on with Strasbourg. It can be very easy on the eye. Just a clearance from Velasquez on as a substitute in the right back position. Now into the midfield, and Ramon Sosa, very experienced player, wins a free kick. Now given away by Pepe. 4.5 minutes plus injury time. There will be 3 minutes mandatory for the drinks break, or the hydration break, whatever you want to call it. USA leading here by 3-1. A goal now for Paraguay would make what looked like an unassailable lead suddenly rather saleable. As Tyler Adams clears the ball, and on his way down gets caught by Arsa. Arsa with the foul. Arsa plays for the up-and-coming Argentine club Independiente Rivadavia, who have been a surprise package this season in the Copa Libertadores in South America, winning their group and getting through to the round of 16. Perhaps a surprise package in that tournament. And some good football back in Argentina as well. So a free kick, which is going to be taken by the USA goalkeeper Matt Fries. Long ball out towards the left. McKennie goes up. Can't win it though. It's headed away by Velasquez. They brought Velasquez on because of the yellow card. In the right back position, which left them a little exposed. And this is an American side that 3-0 up at half-time, but Pulisic went off at half-time. Here is Robinson, cuts it back inside. It's good play by Robinson, Berhalter. Possession is more important than getting forward here for USA. So ball is brought out from the back. That looked like a foul. Referee says no. I'm very surprised at that. It looked like a foul to me on Alex Freeman. And now there is a foul. As Gio Reyna goes down, and a yellow card for Arsa. One foul from a substitute on another substitute. Arsa is yellow carded. He's only scored 1 goal in his 15 previous appearances for his country, Arsa. It was a pretty late challenge and a painful one on the toes of Giovanni Reyna. Now Tim Ring. Good ball forward as well. McKennie into the penalty area. He's got a bit of time. He pulls it back, and Pepe strikes it over the bar from just about on the penalty spot. He wants a corner. He doesn't get one. Well, that should have been 4-1. McKennie done all his part perfectly. The pullback was inch perfect. The sliding challenge from behind, but Andres Cubas probably did enough to put off Pepe. Long ball forward, Tim Ring jogs back and deals with it, mops it up, gets it out towards the right-hand side, and Alex Freeman. Down the line it goes to Weyer. Goes Weyer, just trying to stunt slightly there, Weyer, and a free kick is given. No yellow card. Dutch referee Danny McKelly giving the free kick. Make sure you watch all the action from Group D. This match between the USA and Paraguay on your local, regional or national television broadcaster. This is independent, studio-based, off-tube commentary. Focusing our attentions on the match at the Los Angeles Stadium in California. USA 3, Paraguay 1. We're into the last minute of the 90, actually. We're expecting 3 minutes of added time. There's a long ball over the top, and Pepe will chase after it. I suspect he might be offside if the goal was scored, but it's been cleared away, and they try a shot from a long way out, and it is a long way out from Berhalter, and he doesn't get his studs Well, he does get his studs stuck in the turf there as he tries to lift it over the goalkeeper who drifted off his line, Orlando Hill. I suspect had it had gone in, Pepe would have been offside, so probably a good thing it didn't go in and not counted. Here's Robinson, quick ball forward, and this time Pepe is definitely onside, drifting into the channel. He's going to put some pressure on Gustavo Gomez, whose clearance away only goes as far as McKennie. He's been one of several outstanding players for the USA. They were never going to live up to the first half brilliance, US, but it's never been in any doubt that they were going to win this opening game. 7 minutes of added time, by the way, as Gio Reyna goes down and wins a free kick for the US. Pochettino's on the pitch at the moment, remonstrating with the referee, asking why it's not a yellow card. Free kick to the US. Robinson is preparing to take it. Another delivery into the box. Berhalter is also over the ball. Paraguay back in numbers to try and hold on to what they've got. Does look like it's going to be a Robinson delivery. Having said that, Berhalter has hung around. Here's Robinson though. Chips it into the box. Header away by Alderete. One by Ream. Does really well, stepped in there. Robinson back again. This is Robinson in the penalty area, tries to hook it back. Robinson again and again, third time lucky. Cleared away by Alonso. And one by Tyler Adams, does that nitty gritty so well. Weah gets it wide to Robinson again. Robinson cuts inside, edge of the penalty area. Back to Weah on the left. Robinson peels to the byline, chips it back. It's a great ball in. Alderete gets the first header away. It's Berhalter that tries to help it forward once more. Too many blue shirts back there, and Paraguay able to deal with it. Kaku, nice turn from him and out towards the left-hand side, and Junior Alonso down the line to Julio Enciso. Enciso taking on Freeman, cutting inside. A little bit of a grapple there from Freeman on Enciso, but no foul given. Down goes Weston McKennie. It was a little bit of a simulated drop there from Weston McKennie. Once again, the referee gets out his yellow card, this time showing it to Alonso. He also got his red card there. I thought he was going to get a second yellow out for somebody. Well, I don't know why he does this, Danny McKelly. It's the second time in this game he's pulled out the yellow and the red. And I think it's very distracting. It needs to be... It's one of those things that the first thing you see when you see a red card come out, you're expecting a red. It's a state of confusion. I think it's an unprofessional act, really, by a referee. Just looking at a replay, there was a shout of a handball. Having said that, Anthony Robinson did have his feet around the ear hole of one of his opponents. And so, if anything, it's probably a foul. Junior Alonso is shown a yellow card. Confirmation of that, there isn't no red. The red came out unnecessarily. Keep them in separate pockets. Would that not be a good idea? You check your pocket before you put the right one up and pull it out. Well, the hero of this game, no doubt, is Folarin Balogun. 2 goals and an Etisalat goal as well. They're down to 10 at the moment because Andreas Kubas has gone down injured. So US with a one-man advantage just for now at least. US in control. 93.5 minutes played. So we've got 3.5 of the 7 out of the way, but that stoppage is probably going to make an allowance for another 2. Here's Robinson. Robinson on the left-hand side. Not in any hurry to get to the byline, so he checks back inside. Berhalter is tripped from behind by Kaku, who then leans over to Berhalter and tries to haul him back up to his feet. Berhalter's having none of it. He's staying down. He was chopped down at knee height by Kaku. No complaints. And a free kick to Paraguay. Over halfway through the 7 minutes of added time. And I suspect we've probably still got 4.5 minutes or so to eke out of stoppage time here, but a 4th goal now would certainly make a big, big difference for USA in terms of a goal difference of +3 would be great, wouldn't it? They'll be more than happy with this 3-1 win. It's a dominant performance, way up. On the right-hand side to Tyler Adams, just knits things together in that holding midfield role. I don't think you can underestimate the importance he plays in this American side, because he's just that screen for the back four. Richards to Ream on his left foot, takes a touch, lofts it away to the left-hand side. Pepe will chase. Away though by Gomez. Pepe's continuing to chase after it. Vasquez gets there first. Pepe does get the ball back eventually. Weyer out towards the right-hand side, and this is Alex Freeman. Could have attacked the situation there, but instead he checked back to Chris Richards. And Robinson just chips it forward. It's a good play, and this is McKennie. McKennie gets the cross in. It's nodded away by Alderete out towards the corner flag. It's going to be a throw rather than a corner. Here's USA's substitute, Sebastian Berhalter, turns to the crowd and asks for one last hurrah from the home fans. 3-1 up here, USA, with a minute of stoppage time to play, plus whatever else is added on top of that. Tyler Adams plays it inside. This is Weyer. Weyer's shot is quickly blocked out at source by Kubas. It will come back out to Alex Freeman. Back again to the halfway line. Chris Richards. Inside to J.O. Reyna. Now Ream. They will just keep possession here. US leading here by 3-1. Playing down the clock. Nice touch by McKennie, who's had a sterling game with the Stars and Stripes. Reyna. He's left out the likes of Weyer and Reyna. He's not afraid to put out what he thinks is his best 11. Pochettino has done the job today. They've blown away the South Americans, Paraguay, with some to spare. Although, in essence, Paraguay have won the second half. USA pretty much essentially winning this game in the first half with an unassailable 3-0 lead. Played out wide to Weyer by Freeman, and Weyer's got space to run into here. George Weyer, Tim Weyer, son of George. There he is again. Tim Weyer gets it out wide to Freeman. Weyer once more, Freeman. Good play. This is Reyna. He's got a free run at goal. He hits it, and that's a brilliant finish from distance from Gio Reyna into the corner outside of the right boot. It's the icing on the cake for the Americans. USA off to the perfect start as the host nation in this competition. Group D is going to be topped by USA on match day 1. Very neatly played, and he comes into the penalty area here, does Reyna, and he's got all the time in the world. Where was the Paraguayan defence? It just opened up in front of him, and he said, oh, thank you very much. Outside of the right boot, from just inside the penalty area, coaxes it past the right glove of goalkeeper Orlando Hill and into the corner, and that is 4-1. And it's Gio Reyna. And that is a great finish, and USA have made a statement here tonight, that's for sure. 4-1 they lead, and 4-1 is a justifiable scoreline overall. So 4-1 they lead, and the referee is not even allowing the game to restart. He blows the final whistle, and USA are off to a stylish victory on match day 1 in Group D. They have beaten Paraguay 4-1. The early Bobadilla own goal set them on their way. 2 goals for Folarin Balogun in the first half. They even had the audacity to take off the influential Pulisic at half-time. Well, it opened the gates for Paraguay to get better. They did get one back through their substitute Mauricio, but USA reinstated their 3-goal advantage right at the end with the final kick of the game from Gio Reyna. Final score, USA 4, Paraguay 1. Thank you very much for your company this evening.